For exercise 2-2 in the book, again, this is another one that we're going to be working that's in inches. And this one has a lot more weird angles and stuff like that on it. And I'm going to try to show you guys what ways are easiest to do these things without actually having to go through and do a whole bunch of math other than some basic addition and subtraction. So this one is in inches, so I want to come here where it says templates, and I want to click the drop down and select that I want to do this with no template imperial. And then I'm going to start my line command by hitting L enter, or I could click on the line option up here. And for this one, I'm going to be using direct distance entry a lot. So I'm going to specify my first point. I'm going to point my cursor to the right, type 1.5 and hit enter. And then that is going to go up 0.5, enter. It's then going to go to the right 1.5. And I'm going to grab this endpoint right here and just track it so that I get the two green lines forming the 90-degree angle. And then from there, it's going to go over 2. Now, this point that goes up here, I don't necessarily have all of the information that I need to create this line at the moment because it's really dependent upon where the upper corner is over here. So I'm going to hit escape to get out of the line command and go back into the line command starting with this corner point right here. Now, at this point, I can use my X and Y coordinates. So I have, it's going to the left 1, so that's -1, and it's going up 1.5, so that's an X of -1 and a Y of 1.5. So I'll type at -1, comma 1.5, and that gives me that point. The next point is going up 1 and to the right 1.5. So since it's going to the right 1.5, that's an X of 1.5, and up 1 is a Y of 1. So I can just type at 1.5, comma 1. And that gives me my next point. To get the next point, I have to take the overall height of 4 and subtract the 2.5, which is going to give me 1.5. So I can type in 1.5 here. Then I have a section across the top that is going to go 2.5. From there, it's going to go down 1. And then to the right 1, and then I can just click on this endpoint right here to finish off the object. So far, everything I've done has been using the default setup in CAD, but if I just come out here and draw a line, just to show you an example, when I get close to the endpoint of this line, you see that green square come up. That's called an O-snap. What that O-snap allows you to do is snap to that endpoint. If you don't see that little green square, that means that you are not actually clicking on that intersection. So you want to make sure that your O-snaps are turned on. The easiest thing to do is to type OS enter. And what that's going to do is it's going to show you what O-snaps are active. So right now, I can see this checkbox tells me that it's on. So I want to always make sure that that's on. Right now, it's looking for endpoints, midpoints, center lines, intersections, and extensions. I don't necessarily want the extension turned on, but the default is going to work for the most part for what I'm trying to do right now. So I'm going to go ahead and click OK. Now, I need to locate this rectangle that is in the middle of this object. And I know from this edge right here, it's over 2. And from the bottom, it is up 1. So if I come in here and just draw a line from this corner up 1, that gives me the location for where the bottom of that rectangle needs to be. To get the other dimension that I need, which is going to be the 2-inch dimension, I know that from here, this went to the left 1. So if I go to the right 1 from here, then that's going to put me at that 2 inches. Now I can type in DI enter and verify from here to here. I can see that my delta X is 2. So I know that this point is 2 inches in from this left edge. At this point, I can draw my rectangle, which is this button here, or you can type REC enter. Now for the size of this, I'm just going to put in the X value, which in this case is 2.5, comma, my Y value, which is 1, enter. And then that's going to give me that rectangle that goes on the inside of this object. At this point, I can go back and erase those 2 lines. Just to show you that again, up here, this is going to be our erase function. we just click on that and click on the 2 lines that I want to go away, and then hit enter, and those go away. There's multiple ways to erase this. You can highlight both of those and hit delete. You can just use enter and click on those 2 lines and they'll go away. But however you choose to erase them is going to be fine. But erasing them is what essentially you need to do in this situation. But once you have all that, this is exercise 2-2 completed for this exercise.